welcome back to a Seal by Sketchbook. As you can see, I have a weird table behind me and it's a white table. And I use it usually for flat lays. I always create flat lays on Instagram, which by the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my recent feed. I'm trying to do the Inktober challenge. Here's a video nobody requested, but I decided I wanted to make again. And it's about flat lays. I love a good flat lay. I enjoy looking at flat lays on Instagram, mainly because it tells you a lot about the person you're stalking. A good flat lay always tells a story of what the person was thinking of that day, or what the mood that was reflected through that picture. A lot of the rules that I talked about the interior design presentation apply here, because you kind of want to structure things to make sure that they look good and cohesive and nice, but also it's all about you. So today I'm going to show you a few examples of a few flat lays and I'm going to tell you little glimpses about them. Thank you so much for watching in advance. Keep watching the video. Let's level up our flat lays by studying some science of flat lays, of good looking flat lays. So first of all, let's get started with the grid. Having a grid ensures some sort of a structure that is hidden within your pretty flat lay. For an ideal placement of objects on the grid, you have to use the rule of third. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to, of course you can do it. The rule of third involves mentally dividing up your image using 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines equally spaced, as shown here, and then you position the important elements in your scene along those lines or at the points that those lines meet, and this ensures that the eye will capture it in a very pretty manner. The rule of thirds was a creation of painters in the Renaissance period. So the aim of the style of composition was to provide a bit of a background in their painting to allow it to tell a story. One way to explain it is if your subject is in the middle of the image, it's considered static. Your eyes is drawn towards it, then it has nowhere to go from there because the object is equal distance from all sides. Therefore, when your subject is positioned closer to one of the edges, it forces the eye to follow it and to find it. This allows the viewer to linger on your image longer. It makes it more of a captivating photo because it's almost interactive, like a conversation going on between the photo and you. And I didn't write that. I'll link every source that I'm using down below. Another way to configure your flat lay is to use the golden ratio. You can find golden ratio in nature, and if you want me to make a dedicated video about the golden ratio, then leave a comment down below telling me this. As a very simple example, I found this flat lay of a food plate with some tomatoes and a fork, and as you can see, it still follows the rule of third, but also it follows the golden ratio. As you can see, the tomatoes are following the curve of a golden ratio, and the plate, the main focus, is placed right onto the focal point of the golden ratio. Now, to grab your camera and get started with flat lays, the first thing you think about is what kind of mood you're trying to capture, what kind of moment in time are you trying to show your audience or anyone that you want to present this flat lay for. To do that, you need some objects and elements and backgrounds to convey what kind of mood you're feeling. Let me show you some examples of aesthetically pleasing backgrounds. My favorite background is the pure white background. I use my table against the window just to lay objects on it. My second favorite is the bed sheets, white bed sheets. They make all the objects look nice and soft, and it has a distinctive romantic quality about it. My third one is the rustic background, and I'm just using a wallpaper that I have just on top of the table and shooting the objects on it, and you can see how different the same perfume looks on all of those different backgrounds. Other backgrounds you can use is this fleece blanket, these natural fibers, or this concrete background that looks amazing for an industrial inspired layout or flat lay. Grounding objects or plates or trays, things like that, they kind of gather the same similar items on the same surface, which is very useful and helpful and keeps your flat lay looking organized. Experimenting with different objects and textures and materials is very important. Finding materials that are natural, like plants, even fake plants, works really great with any flat lay. I find rocks and stones give you like a zen feeling. Again, depends on what you want to capture. Candles are such a mood creator, of course, obviously. Also, ceramics and accessories, house accessories work great. This pineapple my friend Noor got me and I really love it. And I pair it with my broken mirror frame, which I really love. Even dried lavender, things like that. It all depends on what you have already, what kind of flat lay style that you want to create. You can be a minimalist, or you can be using every single object in the book. Don't worry about it, just experiment and have fun. A good thing to keep in mind is to try to keep your items in odd numbers, just because it always looks better in odd numbers. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Let's start our first example with, again, the white background with a candle, and I wanted to capture an afternoon tea moment with a little bit of sunshine going inside, and these soft shadows just give you the serenity of the whole shot. And I wanted the mood to be as well feminine, so I added a little bit of flowers next to the candle. And then I wanted to add a moment in time, so something that you're doing while you're drinking your afternoon tea would be reading a magazine. And I have this French magazine, which I think, if you look at the details, is just really pretty. I also added a feminine touch by adding the perfume. It gives kind of a scent to the whole flat lay. My hands are considered an object as well here, to kind of emphasize on what's happening, which is like drinking tea in the afternoon according to the rule of thirds, and I placed 3 objects, even the tea as one of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoyed making this video. I've made it through a long time. I didn't do it through one setting. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your flat lay style is, and have a great time of the day wherever you are in the world. Don't forget to subscribe and like, do whatever you want if you want. Bye guys.